Welcome, welcome. Before we begin, we have a very special film brought to you all the way from the capital.
I pledge to give America the most spectacular birthday party the world has ever seen.
But freedom has a cost.
We will host the first ever Patriot Games.
Happy Hunger Games.
Featuring the greatest high school athletes.
The various districts of Pan Am would offer up in tribute
from each state and territory.
One young man.
And
woman.
And one young woman.
To fight to the death.
An unprecedented 4-day athletic event.
In a pageant of honor, courage, and sacrifice.
Frankly, you'll never see anything like it, and you'll never see anything like it again.
I just love that.
Thank you. I love you all.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Morning, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
This is Saturdays for Sanity, but we're going to keep running that Hunger Games clip that Michelle created because it's brilliant and I love it. And I'm going to let Michelle do it as often as she's willing because it shows off how just creative she is. But also, it just underscores what a completely messed up timeline we live in where we actually have a real Hunger Games that the President of the United States is somehow decided is going through.
Exactly. How's it going, Julie? I mean,
Good.
like, can you believe it's a Saturday before Christmas? I'm like,
so happy, you guys. I am in Pennsylvania. To all my PA friends who are in the chat, like Dana and others, morning. And we're here for the duration, and I'm super excited. I have to go to Miami.
Are you there through? No, right. So you're going to be in Miami for New Year's.
So no, I'm not going to be in Miami for New Year's. I'm going to be back here for New Year's. We have a thing that we do with friends out here every New Year's. My husband and I go out to dinner. It's great. We go out to dinner with 3 other couples, and then it's at 6 p.m. and we're home by 8:30 at the latest, and we're asleep by 9:30 at the latest. And that's how we spend our New Year's. And I love it because I think New Year's is for amateurs, and I'm not into it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I definitely used to go out when I was younger for New Year's. But I also used to have to work in restaurants, and like I worked in bars. So like I remember we would close early at like 11, and then I'd have to put clothes on and like run out. But then it's never fun. It's like prom night. All this anticipation, and you're like, that was lame. Like, you know what I mean? It's never what you think it's going to be.
Yeah. And it's never what you think it's going to be. I think when you're young, you're like, this is great. This is a fun night to go out.
All my dreams are going to come true tonight. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, I actually I don't make New Year's resolutions. We could talk more about that, when we have a New Year's show, but I don't really make New Year's resolutions, but I think there is something nice about turning the page. And this is, you guys, we need to turn the page on this new year because it has sucked. I mean, it really has. Nothing good. I shouldn't say nothing good. This community's been fantastic, and
that's been the bright spot.
Talking about in the larger scheme of things, just nothing good. I mean, this guy has gone even crazier than we thought he was going to go. For people who are said they've never been to Times Square or want to be in New York City, believe us when we tell you, my friends, believe us. New York, Michelle and I are both New Yorkers. Believe us when we tell you, you do not want to be Times Square. You do not want to be anywhere near Times Square, because
stay away from Midtown Manhattan. Oof.
Once you go into Times Square for New Year's, you cannot leave. I don't know that people know this. So
you get locked in. Yep,
locked in. So you have to go to the bathroom. Or you just get claustrophobic because there's a billion people pressing against you and going crazy and wasted and drunk and throwing up next to you.
Oh, yeah. And they get there like so early.
Yeah, you can't leave. So, Michelle, you asked where do people pee? They don't. They hold it in.
People wear like a diaper.
Yeah. It's not fun.
I'm not even being cheeky about that. Like, I'm I've never even wanted to do it. I mean, I used to live in Midtown when I was in my 20s. I lived in Hell's Kitchen.
That's right by Times Square for people who don't know.
Yeah, I lived to the west of Times Square. So it was like on 47th between 9th and 10th, and I lived on
A couple blocks.
52nd between 9th and 10th, and it was like, how do you get anywhere? Because you couldn't walk through Times Square to get to the train. So you'd have to take a cab wherever you went. And this was a time when these cabs were not things I could afford. So it was always just kind of like, what am I doing? And it's just, and this is, again, I mean, I'm not in Pennsylvania doing cool stuff, but I think this
I'm not in Pennsylvania doing cool stuff either. Let's just be clear.
and yes, expos. We love the Montreal expos.
Yep.
Like this year, my husband, who is my friend, my husband has a backgammon friend coming to visit, who I've never met before. And they're coming to visit, and we're going to go see like this beautiful peace orchestra that we go to every year. It's a concert for peace.
Where?
And it's at the cathedral. I'm like, do I tell people so people know I am?
No. But is it on New Year's or is it something else?
Yeah, it's New Year's Eve, and Harry Smith is the host every year from the TV, and there's whatever like world conflict or is going on at the time, that the whole kind of thing is dedicated to that, and it's the concert for peace, and it's not religious at all, and it's really wonderful, and they pack in like thousands of people. I think it's huge, it's just a nice way to reflect on the year and to be thankful and think about the world around you, and yeah, it's really great. I love it.
So you guys, it's just been, we have people in this chat, and I love this, by the way, this community, like, we're so grateful to you guys for this community this year. You have no idea. And we have people here from Australia and Europe and Canada and all over the United States. And I think we have people here from South Africa. So that, from Africa. I don't know if we have people here from Asia or South America, but if we do, chime in. But the point is, as I tick off all of these places, it has been tough for all of us. I mean, Australia, Rosie and others, which you've been through just in the last week.
Yeah, that's real.
Awful. And we are so immune to that kind of terrorism / gun violence in this country that I think
it's just another day here.
But we understand that this is just so atypical of what happens in your country that we're so heartbroken for you. People here from Germany and Britain and everything that you're going through with this awful metastasizing asshole who is not only trying to take over every good thing in our country, but is now trying to get rid of everything good on your continent. And so we're sorry about that. And we're sorry as Americans that we have this guy who is trying to tell the rest of you how to live. And certainly people in Canada, where to even begin other than we love the Canadians. And this guy is just, he's not us. He's not the United States. I know that's hard to believe because we've elected him twice. But he's not.
There's a whole lot of people, millions of people who didn't vote for him. And and most people in America don't vote at all, which is a whole other problem. But yeah, I mean, he is so terribly unwell. That's the other part of this is like, yeah, he's crazy and everything, but like, this is a man who's in serious decline. I mean, physically and his brain health, like there is stuff going on. And I feel like that fracture in MAGA that we've been talking about, like the MAGA 1.0 and then the 2.0 America First stuff, I think is more real. And it's becoming much, much more obvious just in the last week. Don't you think?
Yeah. And so I don't even know that we want to dwell on this. We're going to talk about the Epstein files a little later because we have to. But I know, Michelle, this is like, as you said, this is the weekend before Christmas. And very belatedly, my son and my husband are going to go out and get a tree.
Well, but you are going to get a tree.
Well, yes. So I have never gotten a tree before because I am not a tree Jew, but my husband is Catholic, which is, he's always had a tree, but more relevantly, my son really wants a tree. He wants a tree to decorate. So I said, okay, fine, we'll get a tree, whatever, we'll get a tree. So they're going to go out and get one. And then I'm trying to think what else. As people here, I think I bitched last time about this. I have to go to Miami on
Yes.
Friday.
Wonderful, beautiful Miami.
Crash on. If you are anywhere near Miami, I'm sorry for everything I'm about to say, but oh my God, Florida is just hard for me. It is just hard for me.
Oh, hold on. Yes, not in my name. Yes, Grandmaster.
Grandmaster.
Grandmaster Joe. Grandmaster Joe.
That sounds like a rap name.
It does. It really does. He's in the other room too. Actually, he's giving a backgammon lesson to someone on a Zoom this morning. That's what he's doing in the other room. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what's Cradle Catholic? Is that somebody who's just been Catholic from birth?
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, John Palameter. What's Cradle Catholic? Because I think my husband might be a Cradle Catholic. But anyway, so yeah, I got to go to Miami, and not only do I have to go to Miami, I have to do like boy stuff in Miami. I've got to go to a Miami Heat game. I'm not a basketball person. I just don't think it's
I was like, basketball is one of my favorites. I mean, I'm a big college basketball person. Well, although not as
Syracuse, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, we used to have a great team for decades, and then now it's all bitter. But we're rebuilding period, which is who knows how long that's going to go on. But yeah.
So yeah, I got to go to a Miami Heat game, and that's going to take like 3 hours of sitting there pretending to be like watching people run across the court.
Yeah.
I don't really care. And then, as though that's not bad enough, the next day I've got to go to a Miami Dolphins game. So then I got to watch people go for 3 hours, and I don't really.
Yeah, football just goes on forever. I'm like, why are all these timeouts? It's ridiculous.
Football? I actually like football better than I like basketball. I like baseball is my game. Like I like going to baseball.
Oh yeah, baseball's definitely like the top.
And I like going to hockey games because they're fun and everybody's super excited.
Yeah.
But in football, I guess let me take that back. Football is fine if the weather is good.
Yeah.
But when you live in the Northeast and you go to Giants games, the weather is typically not good.
Yeah.
But because it's for people who don't know, football for people from outside of the United States or Canada, or even in Canada, football is played from like late September to February, so it's always really cold. Jeff Curry, you're a Dolphins fan? Well, I will send you good vibes. We will root for the Dolphins. Mm-hmm. That's where we're going to be.
I just wanted to address this. Will Tara and JoJo be joining? No, just because, we had our last Over It show, gosh, I think it was a couple weeks ago now. And I think, it's just, so we talked about this, and it's JoJo has like kid stuff on the weekend, and she's got all this stuff going on with the Siren and Tara and Seneca, and like there's more. We'll talk more about that, not today, but later before the end of the year. And so she has a lot going on, and then she's like focusing on her side. Anyways, the whole point is TLDR, is that we're doing this, and while our door is always open, we hope that Tara, JoJo always know that they please come visit, and vice versa. But this will be Julie and myself, and friends of Julie and myself and others. So that's that. But yeah, actually Tara I was texting with her last night. She was at Jim Acosta's holiday party last night with, Harry Dunn was there, and Michael Fanone, and so they had a jolly old time. So I'm sure she's feeling a little tired this morning too. So, but yeah, so I just saw that. I just wanted to.
So, and also you guys, we finally are going to launch Mayday officially later. I think in the first quarter, I think in January, and we have a bunch of contributors who are coming on. So we're going to do this thing. And we hope you guys, whoever is not subscribed, I'm sure everybody here is subscribed, but please tell your friends to subscribe. There's going to be merch. There's going to be all sorts of awesome stuff. There's going to be great Michelle Kinney content that she is going to be crushing it. And so there you go. I think it's fun. I'm trying to think what else is going on, Michelle. So I got to go to Miami. What else am I going to do in Miami? There's some talk about renting some sort of, I don't even know how this works. I think they take you out into the bay or into the ocean, get on some sort of water car that you can drive around. It's like a jet ski, but it's like a car.
Interesting. Is there like a fish? Are you going to fish or something? Or is it just like you look at the water?
No, I think you drive the car. I think you tool around. It's like a jet ski shaped like a car.
Fun. I always feel like I have friends who live in Miami, and they're always like on the weekends. These are like friends who are younger than me. And and they're out like on a boat with like a bunch of people, and there's just like a ton of other boats, and like everyone's just like on a boat. I feel like boats are a thing
I
down
think
there.
I have to get on a boat, and I'm
Yeah.
okay. Getting on a boat is fine. I like boats.
Yeah, I like a boat.
I like a boat too. You know what?
Yeah.
I shouldn't be. So listen, I actually have a shitty attitude about this, and I need to like get it out of my system. So the last time I was in Miami was right before COVID.
Mm,
Probably. So when was that? Early 2020, like January of 2020. So it's been a while. And the reason I think I was down on it then is I was with a bunch of clients, and they're the kind of people who like wanted to go to like the coolest restaurant in South Beach.
oh, that's
And
not your scene.
yeah, so we went to like, you know, it was like this whole scene, and I was kind of thinking, oh, this is so Kardashian. I don't really want to be here, and it was very sceney. And so like whatever, that happened. But and then the time before that, I was in Miami. Julie, for the love of all that is holy. I know.
I know. It's so true.
It's true.
That's another thing I'm like, ugh.
It's true.
Man,
I
I'm
mean,
getting lots of comments about my Expos hat today.
I
Thank you
know.
guys. Lots of Expos love. Because I grew up, well, if you're just joining for the first time, I grew up in northern New York, like 15, 20 miles from the border. And Montreal, I think, was like a couple hours away, I think, if that. Like it was a place that people drove to.
Yeah.
Toronto, much further. But you know, and so the Expos were just kind of, I don't know. I had like an Expos little helmet when I was little. I have like a picture of me and like I'm 2 or 3 years old, and I got this big ass Expos helmet. So yeah, we love the Expos.
Yeah.
I came until they folded. I know. So sad. And actually, I bought this when I was in Montreal the last time, maybe 2 years ago. I went to the store. I'm like, they gotta have Expos hats here, and they were, you know, there's all kinds of Expos gear everywhere, thankfully, because you know, why should we? It's like the same with the Brooklyn Dodgers. Like we can still buy Brooklyn Dodgers stuff all these years later, you know.
So anybody here who's waiting for Michelle's delayed about Elise Stefanik news, you guys, I don't know what you were doing yesterday afternoon, but Michelle was so excited about Elise Stefanik's resignation / dropping out of the New York governor's race that we did a whole live on it.
Yeah, you can go find it. It's
find it. I was driving, but I still joined by phone because I couldn't let Michelle do this by herself. She needed like her girl to back her up.
I did. I need my people.
She needed her people to do this. So you're an honorary Canadian, Michelle.
Oh, thank you. I'm like an honorary member of the Canadian tribe. I love Canada. Listen, Canada is like, every time I go to Canada, I'm just like, this is lovely. Everyone is nice. And people are cold, but you know what? They're like okay with it. And being cold is part of life. And that's why in the summertime, everyone's like in such a happy mood because they're like, ooh, it's going to be a month and a half and it's going to be over 70. And, you know, it's just beautiful. One place in Canada I've always wanted to go, and I've never been, well, there's 2 places actually. One is Banff, which is like,
I've never been to Banff.
Out west kind of, right? And you can't really go, you can only go like a few months out of the year because even like October, it's too treacherous. But the other place is Prince Edward Island. I've never been, and I've always wanted to go to like Green Gables because
Me too. I want to go there. I want to go to Nova Scotia. I have a cousin who is an MP in Nova Scotia.
Really?
Yes.
That's so random.
Isn't that random? Well, yes, because what happened was, anyway, they moved to Nova Scotia when I want to say her parents moved. She was born here in the United States, but I want to say her parents moved to Nova Scotia like 40 years ago. And so she's basically Canadian. She has Canadian citizenship, and she's very Canadian by temperament because she's wonderful and lovely and doesn't have that edge that the rest of us do in the United States. So I've never been to Nova Scotia. I've never been to visit her there, which is kind of a huge deal. I've never been to Vancouver, and I really want to go to Vancouver.
Never been either. Yeah.
And I was
beautiful
too. And I was in Seattle, you remember, a couple of months ago, and I was thinking about extending that trip. But hey, European friends, listen. I'm not sure if this is happening. There is a possibility that I'm going to be at Oxford for 2 weeks in, I think, early August. There's a possibility because I've been invited to speak there. And I think I also have stuff I have to do around there. So I might be there for 2 weeks. If we can manage this and we can persuade Michelle to get on a plane and fly over, Do we want to do a little European meetup with our friends
I mean, when is this again?
this summer?
Of the summer. Yeah. I mean, I actually was talking to Joe last night because I want to see Paddington so badly.
Paddington, what? Station?
Paddington. No, Paddington the show. Do you not know about Paddington?
No.
guys, you hold on 1 second because you don't know about Paddington.
I mean,
There's
I
a
know.
new show on the West End about Paddington Bear.
Okay.
And you're gonna die. I'm gonna find a thing on TikTok and I'm gonna send it to myself.
Okay.
I have a couple friends who've gone to see it already, and it's like blowing everybody away. There was a reporter from the BBC, and this is the video actually right here. There's a reporter from the BBC who went to go see Paddington and went backstage to meet Paddington and was in such disbelief of like what he was seeing. I've heard it's like sweet and beautiful. I didn't know that Paddington was about like Jewish refugees and that stuff.
Yes,
Like-
yes. Paddington was about Jewish refugees. That was the whole point of Paddington Bear being adopted by a British family. It was
Oh,
refugees.
it's
in Britain.
like, and I remember watching, I don't know if people remember this, but like I remember watching this stop motion Paddington like when I was a kid, and it was like it was just so sweet. So I'm going to show you this. This is what I'm dying to see. I'm sure it'll come to Broadway eventually, but like this is, Paddington is very like
British.
this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it makes me want to buy a Paddington Bear. So I'm going to show this to you.
It's my first time meeting him.
It's very nice to meet you.
It's Paddington. I don't really know what to say. I'm having a little moment here.
Take your time. How has your day been?
It's been amazing. This is a real privilege. You're enjoying being on stage. Tell me where we are at the moment.
We're in Mr. Gruber's shop, which is full of curiosities.
I just so you know, there is a little person, there's a woman who's inside that costume, and then there's another person off stage moving the face and the eyes and everything and doing the voice. And it's a whole musical, Paddington the musical, and everyone is raving about it and saying it's like so amazing. And so when I saw the Paddington for the first time, I was like, oh, adorable. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. It's incredible. So anyways.
Okay. Well, why don't you come and you could go to see Paddington.
Mhm.
And why don't we meet up in London? You guys, people from Germany, we've got people from all over the place here. People who are in Germany, get on a plane, get on some cheapo European. You guys can do this for like 60 euro. Get up there. And I will give a tour of Tower. Okay, please find my engagement ring. I podiatrist the Tower, Julie. What?
I podiatrist, what?
What?
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. But I can give a tour of the Tower of London. I think people know, if I'm not mistaken, my annoying. Did I ever tell you about my Tower of London thing and how annoying I am about the Tower of London?
Are you one of those people who corrects the tour guides?
I am one of the people who are absolutely the people who. Hold on, I'm trying to open my cart for my son. Can you please take my phone because it's not opening? What's going on?
Oh, Hagrid.
Oh, it's open. There's Hagrid. He's going crazy because my son and my husband are leaving. Yes, I'm one of those really annoying people who goes to the Tower of London and corrects the beefeaters in my head. And it's very annoying, and nobody ever wants to go with me. And also nobody ever wants to go to Westminster Abbey with me, because whenever I go there and I look at all the graves of all the dead monarchs, I start A, getting very sentimental, and B, lecturing anybody within a 10-mile radius about which one of them did what, and nobody wants to hear it. And then when I go to the National Portrait Gallery, I do the same, and nobody wants to hear that either. So if there is anybody here who wants to do that with me, I will take everybody on a tour of all of that, because that is my happy place and I love it. And nobody. Hagrid, stop.
This is real life, guys. This is real life.
Real life, you guys, because while I'm here, he could not care less because his favorite person, my husband, just left. I'm here.
Oh, that was like a sad little deal.
I know. It's very sad. He's right here and he's complaining. No, he's not coming to me. He's actually running to the window to see them leaving without
Where are they going? Where are they going?
Where are they going without me? Wait a second. Lost in Translation 2.0. Are you British and you've never been to the Tower? What?
I mean, I've lived in New York for over 20 years, and I've
true.
never been to
Empire
Statue of Liberty or the Empire State Building
That's
or
true.
Ellis Island, or
That's
I've got
true.
a whole list of things I've never done.
You
It's
want
like
to
one
show
of
my
those
dog?
things
Come over here.
I'll
Come
go
over here.
later.
Come over here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take you guys on a walk here so I can show you my
Oh,
dog.
fun.
Hold on.
Hagrid.
Can you see him? Can you see him?
Hi, Hagrid.
Hi,
Hagrid. Hagrid.
Okay. That's my dog. Anyway, he's not big. He's very sweet though. Hi. I know. He's looking at me like, what are you doing? What is- I'm not gonna start singing Chim Chimney. What? Anyway, thank you. He is adorable. We love him. He's my favorite.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy. He is. He's a very barky boy, but he's a good boy. We rescued him from Mississippi, and he came in a litter of.
Oh, I
Harry
didn't know
Potter.
that.
Yeah. So he came. He had brothers and sisters. He had Harry, Hermione, Hagrid, and Heather. I don't know where Heather came from.
Who's Heather?
I have no
Was
idea.
Heather Harry Potter character I didn't know about?
No, Heather, I think they just ran out of H's, but it was Harry, Hermione, Hagrid, and Heather. So we got Hagrid, my little boy. He's so sweet. I'm trying to think. I love the tour Tower of London with Julie. Yes, come, you guys. Let's go. We're gonna do a whole thing. Come on a tour of the Tower of London with Julie. I don't know that they allow you to, well, I think you have to do the Beefeaters tour. Maybe I think you just walk around by yourself. If you could walk around by yourself, I will give the tour because it's the best. And I love it. And nobody ever wants to go with me. So if anybody ever wants to go with me, you can come with me. Everybody else thinks it's very annoying. So there you go. Like I was very annoyed. My husband was annoyed today because this morning he wakes up. He's like very much in the Christmas spirit. He's like, Alexa, play Christmas music. And I'm like, oh boy. So he's playing the Christmas music. Alexa's playing the Christmas music and Greensleeves comes on. And I go, do you know who wrote Greensleeves? And he goes, Irving Berlin. And I said, no, Henry VIII. And he's like, can you just shut up? He's like, stop talking about your stupid British history.
Listen, we all have our things, I guess, right?
I know. I'm a big nerd. I'm sorry. I'm a big nerd, you guys, when it comes to that stuff. I know. It's really, I agree. That's true.
I know. I wish my cat was like, where is, one of them's over here. He's just kind of like, you know, when cats sit, they look like little loaves of bread. That's what my cat is looking like now. My other one, though, I'm like, come visit me. Come sit on my lap. Oh, well.
Okay. I have a question for you, me, right now. You're old and I've never flown or been in a plane ever in your life, perhaps someday. Is the fear of, is it money? Like financial, you can't afford to do it? Is it a fear of flying? Or is it that you've never gotten around to doing it? Because I have questions. I have questions, follow-up questions, but I need to get an answer to that. Because I'll tell you something, travel is, if you can swing it, travel is the greatest thing in the world.
Once I get there, I'm like, oh, I like this. It's just the getting there, man. I'm like, oh, this is rough. This is rough. This is where I need to win the lottery so that I can like have somebody chauffeur me to the plane, get on the plane, have the lay down bed. Like that's the way. I did the lay down bed one time, and it's not because I paid for it. It was, we used literally every point on Delta that we had saved up for years to fly to Paris on a lay down bed. And let me tell you, it was worth it. It really was.
Extreme fear of, I'm extremely of flying. So people are afraid of flying.
I get it. I get it.
So let me tell you something. I think that if you're really afraid of flying, you got to have, I'll tell you a story. I was flying back from London once in 1995. I'll never forget the year because it was a kind of thing, crazy thing. And the plane literally, and people started to scream like they thought.
I had that happen to me.
And at that moment, I legitimately took out remember those old in the 90s. Maybe you're a little young for this, Michelle, but people who are my age may remember this. I think it was L'Oreal had those little tubes of lipstick, and this was this kind of dark red lipstick that would stay on your lips and like chap them because they were so
Drying.
it was so drying. And anyway, this lipstick was the lipstick to wear if you were in your 20s back then. It was like this bright red, and it was kind of very little goth. Not bright, it was a dark red. Anyway, I took out that tube of lipstick, I put it on my mouth, and I was like, okay, this is it. And if they are going to find my body floating in the ocean, I want to have lipstick on it.
I don't know that they'll be able to tell it's you.
I don't think I don't think so either. But at that moment, I think when you kind of go through something like that, you're like, okay. And you kind of have this attitude that like, not to get too hokey or weird or whatever, but it's like, this is like, everybody's got their time, right? And if it's your time, like it's your time.
Rosie, I can't believe you remembered that. I'm like so impressed that you remember that. I actually told my sister-in-law that story last night, walking home from dinner. And she was like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, it was close. And it kind of, I haven't flown since. I'm like a little scarred from it.
Really?
So, because I'd done all that work to really like get comfortable, and I had flown so much in 2024 because of like the DNC, and I was sure there was so many weddings and stuff. I was flying all the time, and I was really feeling good. And then that happened, and I'm like, oh, and Sean Duffy's America. I just don't know. But listen, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Any tips for getting over the fear? I mean, I have.
Well, first of all, go get some Xanax if you're really afraid.
That's for sure. I always have a little Xanny with a little Bloody Mary, which you're not technically supposed to do. So I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm just saying sometimes it works.
Yeah.
All the time. And then my old boss had a pilot's license, and so when I was getting ready to fly, I would always talk to him, and he would tell me all the things and like the testing of airplanes and all the stuff that he's like he knew, and the psych tests that the airplane pilots had to take, and how they have physicals every 6 months, and like all of the things. And he's like, you don't even realize, he's like, the general public doesn't even realize how diligent the safety stuff is. And it's like they do everything to the max, like way beyond anything ever being able to happen. Like they test everything. And he's like, and the people who do the inspections, he's like, it is so rare for these things to happen. And I think that like people would tell me, well, it's rare, these things aren't going to happen, like, the chances of it. And I was always like, it's not resonating with me at all.
Is it the control thing? Because obviously you're going to have a car thing of getting into, like, the odds of getting into a car accident are much
very high. Right.
Much higher for flying a plane. But is it because you can control the car, but you can't control the plane?
I think it's, for me, well, I didn't fly as a kid, right? So the first time I was on an airplane, I was a senior in high school. So there was that.
Oh, okay.
And then right after that, 9/11 happened, and like that really freaked me out. But I will say, I think it's like, I think that when something goes wrong in a car accident, like you can survive. Do you know what I mean? Like not every car accident is fatal, but like airplane crashes are for the most part.
Not necessarily. I guess so. I mean, I think, well, yeah, but even like like the odds of dying in a car crash are much higher.
I remember hearing about the TWA thing as a kid. Like I just like, or not TWA.
Flight 800, TW.
Not that. Well, that too, but Pan Am. I remember the Pan Am thing.
Oh, the Bolivia thing.
Yeah. So, just things like that. I mean, they just burn into your brain as a kid. And you hear these things, and it's just, and then I hadn't flown. Like, so I had no point of reference for like flying to be a normal thing. So all I knew about flying really was bad news. And so it's, it's just really taken me a lot. But like it's and also just doing it. And doing it alone was scary at first for me. Like I was like, I gotta fly alone. But just little short flights. I would go up to Syracuse and back, like little 45-minute flights.
Yeah.
I'd splurge an extra $50 or whatever to maybe sit up front and talking to flight attendants. All those things help me.
That's interesting. I grew up flying like nonstop. I flew, and so my parents, I have to give my parents credit. They had negative money. But spent it on schools for me and on like
Yeah.
for me. And luckily, when you're, because of how I grew up and the kind of family I'm from, I have family everywhere. So like I didn't have to ever like all we had to pay for was the flight. But once we got there, we could always crash on somebody's couch, whether it was, Germany or
Mhm.
or
Yeah, I
or
mean, that's
France
nice.
or
Yeah,
Britain, wherever.
right,
Like,
having family and things
yeah,
is
so having
obviously
family is really helpful. So I flew a lot as a kid, and I am addicted to travel. Like I just
Yeah, you're always, like, going places.
well, I wanna always go places, and until I met my husband, I would if I was in a bad mood, like, London was always my happy place, and so before I was before I my son, and before I got married, before I met my husband, I would when I was single, basically, I would get on a plane to go to London if I was ever in a bad mood, and I would just have a
Mhm.
long weekend there, and literally, I would do everything I just talked about, which I would go to Westminster Abbey and look at graves of my favorite dead medieval kings and feel very happy. Which I get it. I get it. You don't have to tell me I get that it's really weird. But and I just love London because I lived there when I was in my 20s and I just
Yeah, Joe my husband lived in London for a
yeah,
while too, he loves it,
yeah.
and he's, like, always wants to go back.
It's my
Yeah,
happy place. It's my happy place.
yeah.
So I and because whenever I have to go to France, and I know that this sounds like, oh, you have to go to France, but like whenever I have to go to Paris, I have to it's family time. So I never like that's which and I love my family. It's not to disparage them, but like London is I don't have to see anybody. I could just go be by myself and it was great. But if you're from the north of England where I am, we go to London to put us in a bad mood. I get it. I get it. I know. I know how much people from outside London hate London. And if you're from even north of that, from Scotland, I'm not even going to pretend that you guys want to be anywhere near the English. So I get it. But if you're, I don't know, where are you from in the north of England? That's great. I didn't know where you're. Let me know if you're from Yorkshire, Northumberland, or where are you from? But anyway, so it's not just London, by the way. It's all of Britain. It's I'm not even.
And just really quick, Lost in Translation's asking, does Xanax really work? Yes, but like you have to be careful. Like I take for me, I take a teeny dose. And because you really have to be careful. It's like a controlled substance, really.
Talk to your doctor.
Yeah,
Talk
like you have to talk to your doctor and like, a lot of things kind of go into, getting that kind of prescription. So don't like just get it from some friend or something like that's not safe. But yeah, I have like a teeny prescription, and that's why if I,
But
it's not a big dose. Yeah.
I'm also like a fatalist, you guys. Like, here's my attitude.
You are a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, my attitude is like, if it's your time, it's your time, right? Like, you can't do anything about it. And I'm not religious. I'm not saying like if God wants, but I truly believe like it's, there's a time and a place for everything. And if it's your time to go, it's your time to go. And I think when you get on a plane, every time you get on a plane, you have to just think, is this my time or not? And the reality is it could be your time on a plane. It could be your time crossing the street and getting hit by a bus. It could be your time sitting at home and having a heart attack. So like, or it's not, or 99.99999% of the time, it is not your time. So I think like, if you have that attitude and you just approach it that way, then it's fine, right? Like, you're going to be fine. I mean, there's a next to zero chance that you're not going to be fine. And if you're not going to be fine, it's because it's your time to not be fine. So I know that sounds really crazy. I don't know how we got onto the subject other than to say that I'm going to be in England if anybody wants to come.
Well, I think it's just a hindrance for people. Like, I mean, I it's not, I mean, for me, like, I don't travel terribly often just because, I mean, well, lately too, it's just, I don't have that sweet salary I used to have a couple years ago. So it's much more of a lift financially. So I understand people are like money in the chat. And I'm like, I'm totally there with you.
Oh, totally. That's a different story.
But also I'm like, I don't wanna, it's I'm like, it's you just have to force yourself not to do that. It's someone else's time. I'm just there on that plane, right?
And all of you were together because it was all your time together. It's a great line.
Oh, and by the way, a couple people asked me about my cat, which I thought was very, very sweet. And I would like to share my cat is doing much, much, much better. I am like so happy. I think if anybody's got an IBD cat, it's like he was diagnosed back in the spring and like he had a couple flare-ups here and there. And it's just so anybody knows, IBD is like colitis or Crohn's disease or something like for a person. And so our vet, he's been on prednisone or prednisolone or whatever it's called, and she put him on this prescription food, and he was just getting sick and throwing up and like diarrhea like all the time. And I was just like, and you like, I get it, you can't help him. And I'm like, oh, my poor boy. But then I started reading, I started going deep in Reddit. I mean, thank God for the internet and like all the crazy people like me. And I realized that there was some ingredients in the Hills prescription food that he had never eaten before. There's like rice starch and like something else. And I was like, I'm wondering if he's having like an allergy to this. So I switched him immediately to Royal Canin. And I kid you not, within 36 hours, he was a new cat, like a new cat. Yeah. So Royal Canin has saved the day. And he's like jumping around, being his annoying self. And I'm just so happy that I could help my little boy. And I put little fiber in his food, and he gets his little probiotic every day. So, just, but anyways, if anybody knows this struggle, I know Heidi, you said that, I know that you said that you have that, and it's, they can't tell you what's wrong, and you just want to help them.
And by the way, we spend if you're an animal person, I spend all my money on my dog. And going to the vet. Like vet bills are serious. My dog is allergic to something. He has to get a shot every 3 months.
Yeah.
He like has to get his anal glands expressed every couple months.
Oh God.
He has to be on Xanax. They prescribed trazodone for him because he gets so anxious at the vet when they try to do that to him that I have to shove trazodone down his throat, but he's gotten very smart. I used to wrap it in peanut butter, the little pill.
Yeah.
But now he's gotten smart. And what he does takes off all the peanut butter and patooey's out the pills. So
you use the pill pockets? I love the pill pockets from Greenies. Those are like amazing.
He will eat around the pill pocket.
Really?
And yes, he's so smart. He will eat around the pill. He just refuses to do the pill. Because
Oliver I'll put it in the pill pocket and he'll just stick it in his mouth and go,
nope.
And just one gulp. This is so funny. Just really quick, Susie, my first time flying was to Syracuse to Idaho, was to Syracuse from Idaho by way of San Francisco to Chicago to Syracuse, then an hour and a half drive to Watertown. That's where I'm from. I'm from Watertown. And so I know that, like, yeah, anytime
you had to go from Idaho to where? To Seattle, to California, to what?
To Syracuse from Ohio by way of San Francisco to Chicago to Syracuse. So she was in Idaho. And then I think you're saying, Susie, that then you flew out of San Francisco to Chicago, and then that was your layover was in Chicago to Syracuse, and then another hour and a half drive to Watertown.
Wow.
That's a lot.
You probably could have gotten in the car.
That's a lot. Yeah.
I have tried a piece of meat, you guys. Chris Mendez. I have tried everything. And this dog is so smart that he will eat around the pill. So taking him to the vet is impossible because it takes hours to try to get trazodone. Like I have to take basically a day off from everything else to get him to do this. It's very, very, very annoying. So yeah, but anyway, so I am flying from Pennsylvania to North Carolina to Miami because there's no direct flights that go from where I am in Pennsylvania to Miami this year, this week rather, or next week. So speaking of coffee and speaking of the show, I have to figure out we're going to do that next week. We're going to do it. I just have to figure out how we're going to do it. We'll get it done.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we'll get it done. Of course.
Right.
Yes, I might be miserable because I won't be looking out at my beautiful.
I mean, I have not been to that house, but it looks very beautiful. I like the beams, those wooden.
Oh yeah, look at this.
Very rustic.
Yes, you know what this house is? So they took 2 barns. I should give a little tour of this house one day on video. They took the guy who built this house, who actually we've become very good friends with, took 2 very old barns, moved them up to this plot of land that we're on, and combined them. So it's basically they are barn beams. I don't know if you can see this. Hold on 1 second.
I love the floors too. Those floors are really pretty.
I don't need to see it. Anyway, I'll show you. I'll do a whole tour. It's actually pretty cool. Heathcliff was lurking in the outside shed. I wish Heathcliff was lurking in the outside shed. That would be a little dramatic. What is Rescue Remedy? Does Rescue Remedy work for you? What is that? I don't know what Rescue Remedy is.
Cream cheese? Hold on. Sorry. I'm just talking to myself.
Oh, I never thought about that. Maybe cream cheese does work. Maybe. That's a good question. I don't know. That's good. Yeah, the windows are cool. So I don't know. I'll show you. This is not meant to be like a, but
Oh, pretty. I love
yeah,
the light. Oh my gosh.
yeah,
I would be in bad mood when you got
yeah. So
light like that.
we're super lucky. The people who sold this house were like kind of very motivated to sell.
Oh, so you
We're-
got like a little
so we
bit
got
of
a
a
good deal
deal.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a good deal. But it's a fixer upper. We have had to put on a new roof. We have to putting on a new deck. I don't know if you can see the deck. The deck's all it's a
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So this is like the money pit, this house, but it's worth it because it's my happy place and I love it and it's so nice.
I'm like loving that everyone's saying that Royal Canin. I mean, this is what everyone's saying is Royal Canin is the food to get. And somebody else, I just had it up here. Oh yeah, that Sam, you said your cat also had issues with hills. Yeah, I was just like, he was throwing it up like sometimes 3 times a day. Like it was awful.
Yeah.
And he was losing weight, and he's always been like so fat. And so he was losing weight and like not in a good way. So, but yeah, thanks everybody. Cause like that is like makes me feel because my husband was like, Oliver, I don't know. He's maybe not gonna live much longer. I was like, don't say that. Don't say that.
I know, please. You guys,
Yeah.
I had my little Grimace, my little 3-legged Chihuahua who I had before I got married, before I had my son, before anything. And that dog died in 2017, and I still have not over it. Like my Grimace was my life, and I will never, ever, ever love anybody the way I love Grimace. That's not true.
But you know what? Our pets, it's like dogs and cats.
They're like, yeah,
they're good for this world, man. They're too good for this world.
They really are. They really are. That's a great way to put it. They're too good for this world. They never give you any aggravation. I mean, they do. Don't take their pills, but they're just, but when they get very barky.
And I've met some pretty demonic cats in my time, and my Oliver can be very ornery to people he doesn't know, but you know, he's so sweet, and you know, they know when we're sad, they know when we're sick, they keep us company, they sit by your side. They're just, you know, they're the best.
Yeah. Oh, Jamie.
Yeah.
We're sorry again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're so sorry.
Poor Bella. Poor Bella.
Bella. I get it.
This is what I'm saying. It's like
I get it. It took me years and years to get another dog because I so mourned my little Grimace, and I still do. And he was the best.
And my dog died when I was in college, and it's like my dad to this day still like talks about the day that he had to take him to the vet. He's just like, can't even talk about it.
I can't talk
over 20 years ago. Like, my God.
So you guys, let's talk about because let's talk about the Epstein files.
Oh yeah, I guess we should talk about that.
Let's talk about the news. Let's talk about the Epstein files and how Jeffrey Epstein apparently abused 1,200 women, which is more than they thought. There are apparently 2,000 men mentioned in these files. And the only person who was named yesterday or released was Bill Clinton.
Well, do you remember there was an undercover reporter? I don't remember who it was, and it might have been like an independent person. Please, if you know, correct me. There's like was an acting deputy DOJ person who was caught on camera talking about this. And I pulled it from TikTok this morning because a bunch of people had reposted it in the wake of all the redactions. I'm going to play this.
Those files do exist.
Yeah, thousands and thousands of pages of files. They'll redact every Republican or conservative person in those files, leave all the liberal, Democratic people in those files.
This was always the plan. Always. And also, I feel like they're trying to distract us with that stupid like Michael Jackson photo and like all the Bill Clinton stuff. And here is another thing I pulled from TikTok. That's literally every page. Every page.
Yep. So that's my thing. That's what I tweeted this out yesterday. That they're supposed to protect the victim. They think that the victims, they truly think that the victims are the men. And they're going to redact that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They're like, oh, well, this is just going to ruin their lives. You know, it's.
And I will tell you,
fair.
Congress passed a law. that the president signed, and it was not a particularly controversial law in that it passed the House nearly unanimously with only one person voting against the release, and it passed the Senate unanimously, and the president signed it into law. So this is the law of the land that yesterday every single thing needed to be released.
Yep.
Every single thing. And they are in violation of the law. Now, if you or I or anybody on this chat violated the laws of the United States, we would be prosecuted, we would be likely imprisoned, or at minimum, we would have to remedy the situation really effing fast.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they are just walking around thinking that they have impunity, which they probably do because Trump will probably have a blanket pardon, just pardon all of them on his way out the door.
I think that there's got to be a way around it.
There's no way around it. He can
But
do that.
unless some of these crimes happened in certain states and states can go after them, right?
But it's a federal law. That's the problem.
Oh.
So it's a federal crime. But
Mm.
so I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but I think it's going to be very
Well, I'm
hard.
just saying, like, I mean, even I'm just saying, like, the people in his cabinet, right, that are doing all these horrible, illegal things all the time, because he's going to pardon everybody out on his way out, and for whatever it is, I just feel like they gotta, I don't know. Anyways, it's just depressing to think that a lot of these people are never going to see their day in court or ever be held accountable for this stuff. You know what I mean?
But I got to say, like, this, we always talk about MAGA 1.0, MAGA 2.0. Like, this is going to help the demise of MAGA 1.0 even more.
Oh, absolutely. It's this is like the QAnon thing. And this is Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene was tweeting yesterday being like, I'm sorry, it's the law. What are you all doing? To which I'm like, welcome. Welcome to the rest of the world in which we've watched all of you and Donald Trump specifically break the law over and over and over and over and over again. And it doesn't matter. Nobody does anything.
And I mean, Bill Clinton had or his spokesperson had a really good line about this, which is basically Donald Trump did not fight like crazy to keep these files from coming forward and releasing them on the Friday before Christmas because of Bill Clinton.
Correct.
Like, are we really supposed to believe that this was all because he didn't want the Clinton photographs released? Give me a break.
Yep.
And even MAGA has got to know this to the extent that they give a rat's ass. And I keep going back to the fact that Dan Bongino announced that he was retiring and leaving the FBI the day before the files were released. He knows what's in them. He's seen the evidence. He's disturbed, as disturbed as he is mentally anyway, but he was always the guy who I think truly, I mean, this guy truly believes that there was some massive conspiracy to keep the Epstein files secret by the Obama administration, by the Clinton administration, by Biden, by everybody else. And what I have to believe is that when he saw what was really in there, it rocked him so much that you have not heard from him since. He is leaving. I'm very curious to see what he's going to say when he goes back to his grifting reality show / podcast. But the truth is that he has some questions he's going to have to answer because he has seen what's in there.
Yep.
He has seen what's in there.
Yep. Bing bong knows. And
Yep.
you know, my mom just texted me, we need Daniel Ellsberg. Yeah. Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
there is no Mrs. Kinney. She's right, because we need a Daniel Ellsberg. And there is a Daniel Ellsberg, because if you remember, 1,000 FBI agents in the Southern District of New York were going through all of the files, frantically trying to redact Trump's names from them. This was all out in the open. Somebody has got to speak up here. I understand they're worried. I understand they're going to be prosecuted if they do. I understand they're going to be fired. I understand they're going to destroy their career. Daniel Ellsberg faced all of that.
oh, absolutely.
But my God, like, you have to do the right thing. You have to be a whistleblower.
Yep.
You have to be a whistleblower. These people are breaking the law. And I don't know if this person is going to wait, whoever this whistleblower might be is going to wait until maybe Trump is nearly out of office, so that by the time they start prosecuting this person, you know, the next administration, hopefully it will drop it.
Yep.
But yeah, Maureen Comey has it. Now, I heard from somebody close to Maureen Comey that the reason that she didn't indict anybody else in the Epstein matter is because, and this drove me crazy, because it's very hard to indict people who are accused of child molestation and rape, because some of these women, the witnesses, are not particularly reliable in that they came from broken homes or that maybe they were doing drugs and whatever else. That is like, if you want to know what nails on a chalkboard is to me, it is prosecutors who pull their punches.
Mm.
I don't know if you know this. Only I think 2% of all rape cases are prosecuted.
Yep.
Because it's a he said, she said.
Mhm.
And the prosecutors are always like, well, you know, the women, you can't, like, you have to be the Virgin
Well,
Mary.
Right.
to be-
And exactly. They'll go into your past. They will find anything. If you yelled at a boy outside somewhere and they have one witness to tell, all they have to do is put it in the minds of a jury that you are either like a crazy person. And like, this is again, like the internalized misogyny that has been going on for centuries, not decades, that women are hysterical. Women are not to be trusted. We're conniving, you know, and men are the victims. And so, you know, this is why a lot of times when women, even after they've been raped or sexually assaulted, they go to a hospital to get a rape kit, right? And there are a lot of rape kits all over the country that have never
been
ever been processed. And so
Yep.
there is actually a nonprofit called End the Backlog, and you can donate money to pay for the processing for all of these rape kits that are literally just sitting there waiting to be processed. And so, you know, a lot of times if I have to, you know, I do things and people are like, "Oh, can we give to a charity?" And I'm like, "Yes, end the backlog. End the
Mhm.
backlog." That's one. So go look that up if you have, you know, if you're thinking about donating money to something. I mean, like, and that's if they're like, why, you know, if it really was rape or really was assault, wouldn't she have like come forward? Would it? No. And women have filed lawsuits against people like Donald Trump and have been threatened to the point of they drop the case because they're afraid that they're going to be killed or their family's going to be killed or it's going to destroy their lives. And like,
Well, let me tell you
sorry,
something. Let me
it's
tell you
like,
something. I'm going to use an example of somebody who maybe people remember from this show. I don't know if people remember, but we had a woman named Katie Brennan on the show, on the Mayday Morning Show when we first launched.
yeah,
Katie Brennan is now going to the New Jersey State Legislature.
God bless.
God bless. But the reason Katie Brennan and I know each other is because in 2017, so this is now almost a decade ago, Katie Brennan was a young woman, and Katie Brennan was interning on the campaign of the current governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
According to Katie Brennan, I have to say allegedly because of all the reasons I'm about to say, at a party that campaign had, I was not at that party. I was consulting for Phil Murphy. I did not go to that party. Katie Brennan was raped by a senior aide to now Governor Phil Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
She did everything right. She called her best friend and her husband and told them about it in the moment after it happened, so they're fresh complaint witnesses. She went to the police and got a rape kit.
Mm-hmm.
She filed a police report. She was told by the Hudson County prosecutor that this was going to be prosecuted. And then she did not ever hear from them again for a very long time. She kept calling and calling. And finally, they told her that that it was not going to be prosecuted. She called everybody on the governor's senior staff, including the current attorney general, to tell them what had happened to her. And rather than help her, because she did not want this person, this alleged sexual assailant, to be working in the governor's office, he got a job there, a very, very, very cushy job.
Of course.
She was completely dismissed. There is evidence that then she later got through legal filings that they were more concerned about what the media was going to say than about her.
Mm-hmm.
And about 10 months after this whole thing happened, she called me because she knew that I'd filed this lawsuit against Fox. And she was asking me for advice. And she said, I don't know what else to do. I want to go public. And I said to her, before you do that, call the governor, or at least email the governor and ask to talk to him, because he deserves to fix this before he reads about it in the press. It's not fair to him, and it's not fair to his wife, who claimed that she had also been sexually assaulted as a student many years prior. She texted him and his wife. He immediately responds and says, I'm on it. And then, sure enough, she gets a phone call from the campaign attorney, John Burkon, who tells her that her alleged rapist will no longer be working for the government. She is very happy to hear this. And sure enough, she calls me 3 or 4 months later and she says, I think I was lied to. And I said, what do you mean? She said, I think he's still working there. I said, well, how can that be? I mean, they know that he did this allegedly. He knows.
It was a lie to shut her up, right? I mean,
To shut her up. He not only was still working there, he had gotten a promotion and a pay raise. And it was only when she went to the Wall Street Journal and ended up being on the front page of the Wall Street Journal with the story that he was finally fired. Or not even fired, he was told he had to resign. It took a national news story and a national scandal for this woman to get what she should have gotten in the first place, which is that she needed to be heard. And still that case was never prosecuted because it was a he said, she said.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Murphy not only rewarded this creep, but I was immediately told, and if you guys want to know why I fight so hard against non-disclosure agreements, I was immediately told by his attorneys in subpoenas and letters and everywhere else that I had to keep my mouth shut about what I had witnessed on that campaign and could not help her with her case. And it was the darkest day of my life when this woman called me for help, crying, and I could not help her to the extent that I wanted to because they were threatening to sue me if I were to violate my NDA and tell her anything that I knew about what happened in that campaign. And now New Jersey has changed the law thanks to that. You can't do that anymore. I had to change the federal law to make sure you couldn't do that anymore. I mean, literally, I had to change I had to, like when people are like, there ought to be a law, there ought to have been a law. And I made sure there was going to be a law. So now the Speak Out Act, which is the federal law preventing pre-dispute NDAs, covers not just survivors, but also witnesses to bad behavior like I was, so that nobody could ever shut women up again from helping each other. But I say this to you guys to say that in the Epstein matter, there was a law. The law passed, and the Department of Justice, which is tasked with enforcing these laws, is breaking them.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking them.
Can I
Oh God, Mary, you wonder what happened to me and Governor Murphy? Oh, there you go. There's a whole book that I wrote about it, which one day I will get published, but go ahead.
I just want to add on to this too, that, the men that surround this terrible behavior and protect men in these situations rarely see any accountability. And one of the men who was in this circle, who protected the man who raped her, is running for Congress. His name is Brendan Gill. He is running for Mikey Sherrill's seat. There are a bunch of Democrats that are running for that seat, including Tom Malinowski, who has been on our show Over It. He's a congressman before, and he's running again. But there is a guy named Brendan Gill, who is a Democrat and worked for Phil Murphy,
who ran that campaign and presided.
Ran that campaign.
Ever worked on.
And protected the rapist in this situation. And he is now asking for the votes of the people of New Jersey. And so if you know anyone who lives in the district, what is it? Remind me.
Is it the 11th Congressional District of New Jersey? If you live in Montclair or anywhere in Morris County, part of Morris County, or anywhere in Western Essex County, or in small parts of Passaic County in New Jersey, I don't care who you vote for. I am personally supporting Tom Malinowski, but make up your own mind. I beg you, do not vote for Brendan Gill.
Mm-hmm.
Because that man presided over the most toxic campaign I ever worked on in 25 years, the campaign where Katie Brennan was sexually assaulted. And not one time did he reach out to Katie Brennan and express any sympathy or even apologize for the kind of campaign he ran.
Yep. And yeah, I mean, and maybe this is going too far here, but I don't think that I am.
No.
These things are, this kind of behavior is systemic, and it occurs in varying degrees. And and certain amounts of language that people use and attitudes towards women. Like all of this goes into this culture that finds these things acceptable. And I don't care if you have an R next to your name or a D. It does not matter because this stuff happens everywhere on both sides of the aisle. There is sexual assault and rape is not like a partisan thing. Democrats are very guilty of these things too. And it is people like Brendan Gill who go through life staying quiet, protecting rapists and sexual assaulters it's people like him who turn the other way.
Oh,
Many
but
years.
it's beyond that, because there's a new story out a couple of days ago where you had 3 or 4 women coming forward and saying that they saw Brendan Gill effectively, I don't know if it was give the keys to some guy who he was hanging out with who wanted to sexually, who was basically hitting on a woman, and Brendan Gill was like, "Go to town. Here are the keys here's the keys to her room." Yeah, you guys, this guy's running to be the congressman to replace Mikey Sherrill.
Listen, there has been a feeling after 2024 that for all the things that women have been through and the fact that Donald Trump is an adjudicated rapist who, palled around with a sex trafficker, that nobody cares about women anymore. And the thing is that that's not true. That's not true. And for people like Brennan Gill, we have to stay loud, and we have to, at the very least, make sure that people like that do not get elected to office anywhere, whether it be municipal or on a federal level. And I'll say it again, people like Brennan Gill are why Jeffrey Epstein got away with what he did for as long as he did, because there were people around them that could have done something, and they kept their mouths shut and protected him. And that is just, at the end of the day, what this world is about, and why the rest of us, it is our responsibility to call these people out and to do everything we can to make sure that people like this do not represent.
Let me read from the story, because I need people to understand. I'm using this as an example of what men think they can get away with. In the course of reporting the story, this is a quote now, the New Jersey Democrat learned about an incident involving Gill that, as far as we know, has not been previously reported. It occurred at the League of Municipalities conference in Atlantic City. According to accounts provided independently by 3 different women, Gill was present when a male campaign aide began aggressively hitting on a much younger female staffer. The young woman, who was in a serious relationship at the time, firmly rejected the advances from the aide, who not only flirted with her, but caressed her leg. The woman, who separately confided to all 3 of the sources we spoke to, said that Gill encouraged the man to, quote, go for it, tossed him the keys to the hotel room where the woman was staying, and told him to, quote, let yourself in. The woman in this incident was said to be terrified and quickly found another place to stay. Quote, I saw Brendan egging the man on, said one source who worked closely with the woman involved. Said another source who the woman spoke to afterwards, Brendan's attitude was, oh, it doesn't matter what happens here, wink, wink. 2 of the women that this person interviewed said that they stayed close to the women for the rest of the conference. Incidents like this often stay hidden because people are afraid of retaliation if they say anything. Quote, people know how New Jersey works, said one source. You would never get a job again. What happens to people who speak up as they get fired, they get pushed out.
There needs to be
This man is one of the front runners to go to Congress. Now, anybody here who is a Democrat, please understand that this man is running as a Democrat and has been endorsed by Phil Murphy, the governor of New Jersey,
who's also a scumbag.
He's been endorsed, despite this, by the governor of New Jersey, who does not care that this happened to his aide. This woman, who was I know who this woman was a very close aide to Phil Murphy for a long time. And he doesn't give a shit, doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
That's
wow.
a different Brendan Gill. You're thinking about Brendan Gill, the Republican. This is Brendan Gill, the Democrat. Same name.
And people have been asking what districting it's New Jersey 11, right?
New Jersey 11.
Just like Montclair and like
Montclair, it's Western Essex County, it's parts of Passaic County, and it's about half of Morris County.
See,
Yeah.
my thing is like, where is like Chris Hayes and Nicole Wallace and like, you know, or even a social media campaign about this? Like, I just there
Well,
needs to be more noise
because he's
about
not
this.
the nominee yet. Now, if he
Doesn't
becomes
matter, but like,
well, listen, if he becomes the nominee, you don't think that the National Republicans are going to jump all over this and make
Right.
him the poster child for every other candidate running? So anytime anybody anywhere in the country who's a Democrat says you have a sexual predator in the White House or you have people who enabled Jeffrey Epstein, you don't think this is going to come out?
right, right, right. And that's why he cannot be the nominee. I mean, that's also a bit like for all the reasons he can't be the nominee, but also that reason. And like, that is why it's like, you know, I get that it's not in the news now because he's not the nominee, but like, okay, let's make sure he's not the nominee. How many people are running? 11, 12 people?
A lot. Yeah, I don't
A
know.
lot. I mean, it's not going to take that much of the margin unless they do. No one has to get to 50%, right? It's just like
No,
majority.
20%
Right.
vote. Yeah, you can
Right.
win.
So like it's not going to take a huge percentage of the vote to win this primary because there are so many people in it.
There is another candidate to challenge his ass. There are about 10 other candidates to challenge his ass, including Tom Malinowski, who somebody here said JoJo had on her show recently. And I'm glad to hear that I introduced the two of them. So I'm happy that they got
Yeah.
and did
Yeah.
that. But or I shouldn't say introduced them. I had him on our show over, and I guess she developed a relationship with him. But the New Jersey primary is February 5th. It's a special election. So you know, people need to know this. This is absolutely repulsive.
Yeah, it's repulsive. I'm glad that we're talking
Now
about
to be
it.
pulled out of the run for office. No, it's come to light. It's been what I read to you has been and it was printed.
John Winkler is asked in the chat maybe like 5 times now about Elise Stefanik too, just not to get off that, but we did a show on this yesterday around like 5 o'clock maybe. So definitely go back on our previous last couple of videos. It's on there, but you know, it's just, this is where, I mean, social media is powerful because if you see Brennan Gill or you see anything anywhere, you get in those comments and you ask him, did you protect a rapist? Did you give the keys to a girl's hotel room to someone and say, let yourself in? Are these things that you did?
And because they, you know, the same way Trump, he's very Trumpy, right? Trump denies all of it. I put this article in the chat. There's like, I don't know how many allegations that are awful, including some from me. Awful. And he just denies all of them. And the governor's like, oh, okay, yeah. And after the story came out, the governor's wife, Tammy Murphy, who tried to run against Andy Kim for Senate, failed miserably, was calling Democrats, trying to strong arm them into supporting Brennan Gill. They don't care. And this is why I'm saying to you, this is an epidemic that is bipartisan. So whenever anybody says, the Republicans' whole line is like, well, yeah, what about Bill Clinton? What about all these Democrats in the Epstein files? Great. Hold them accountable. I don't care. Nobody bothers to ask you what your political affiliation is before they sexually assault you or sexually harass you.
Exactly.
Never. I worked at Fox News, and I have to be very careful about what I say, but Roger Ailes, who was allegedly a sexual harasser, and I have to say allegedly because I have an NDA, did not bother asking me what my political affiliation was. He knew. Did not bother asking other survivors. He didn't care.
It just doesn't matter.
Yeah, don't care.
Doesn't matter.
So, you know, for all that we're sitting here on our moral high horse about Republicans and Jeffrey Epstein and everywhere else, I got to be honest, like, this stuff is bipartisan. It is bipartisan.
Doesn't matter if there's an R or a D or an I or whatever next to your name. It does not matter. That's why, like, it's so funny. Like, MAGA's like, oh, Bill Clinton, your guy, Bill Clinton. I was like, yeah, okay. Lock his ass up too. He's a dirty old man who's done some terrible things.
If you find that Bill Clinton did something, if there is a survivor if there's evidence that Bill Clinton did something inappropriate with an underage girl,
lock
them up.
Yes.
Don't care. I mean, this is what I'm saying. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican, but I do care that Democrats are about to give somebody potentially the predicate to use this scumbag running in New Jersey 11 as the national poster child for everything that is wrong with this country and Democrats.
Now, mind you, I'm not. I don't. My finger is not on the pulse of New Jersey 11 by any means. The only other person I know in this race is Tom Malinowski, who has. I mean, I don't know him like I've never worked with him like you have, Julie. But like, it seems like a nice guy. Like, it seems
Great
like
guy.
a
Great guy.
you know what I mean, like a very respectable man. And when given the choice, I don't understand. And these men continue to get away with it. And this is what I'm saying. Like, y'all get in the comments of other news organizations, of other journalists, of other podcasters, or anybody like that. Be like, did you know blank?
Jessica Denson got NDAs nullified for the Trump campaign. Jessica Denson did not get NDAs nullified for everybody else.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
Isn't like New York? I feel like New York's working on something about NDAs.
New York should be working on something. New York is a shitty law that needs to be changed. And unfortunately, if anybody here knows the Speaker of the Assembly, please tell him to pass the law that would make that NDA law. New Jersey, because of this case, Katie Brennan's case, has the strongest NDA law in the nation, as does Washington State. They did the right thing, as does California.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit less strong, but still very strong. But if you live in any of those 3 states, you can speak out. Everybody else, you could speak out about sexual misconduct if you witnessed it or experienced it, if it's pre-dispute. Once you file a lawsuit, no.
Yeah.
We try to change, when we pass that law, we try to make it stronger, but you need 10 Republicans to overcome the filibuster. So there you go.
Well,
this is what men count on, you guys. This is what they count on. They count on NDAs. They count on exerting their power. To
forced arbitration,
They count on, that line that I just read, right? That line is, it's just, people know how New Jersey works. At one source, you would never get a job again. What happens to people who speak up as they get fired, they get pushed out. I mean, if that's not the saddest fucking thing that you've heard all day, I don't know what is.
Yep.
And you want to know why Epstein's survivors want to stay hidden? A lot of them, there's 1,200 of them, and only a handful have come out publicly.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why the rest of them don't? Because they're terrified and they're scared.
Yeah. And they're, I'm sure, just looking for peace in their lives. A lot of them, just like, I want some peace. If I bring light to this, then the rest of my life is going to be disrupted. My life has already been disrupted enough. He's already destroyed enough of me. Do I really want to go through this? And this is why a lot of people don't do a lot of stuff. Why they don't come forward about a lot of things, because it's hard. It's hard to come forward and talk about things that happen to you.
Yeah.
And they threaten you. I mean, and again, you're dealing with people with a lot of money, a lot of access to lawyers, and lawyers are expensive. Very,
by the way,
very expensive.
Jamie, it's not just Jersey, it's everywhere. Of course, I'm just using Jersey as an example. It's everywhere, you guys. I do this work nationally. It is everywhere, and not just nationally. It is international.
Yep.
We're working with people up in Canada who are fighting against this. We're working. One of the best women who's on this issue and has been for a really long time is one of Harvey Weinstein's first victims. She's Zelda Perkins. She's fantastic. She runs an organization called Can't Buy My Silence in Britain. If you're British, look her up. She was Harvey Weinstein's assistant, and she tried to prevent him from raping another younger assistant, and he destroyed her. He destroyed this other assistant. She literally Britain, I think.
He destroyed people.
He destroyed people. So, and nothing seems to change. I mean, you have the governor of New Jersey who continues to support somebody despite what I just read to you.
Like,
here's against his own female lieutenant governor, I might add, who's also in this race.
And that's the thing. There is no such thing really as accountability. There is no such thing really when it comes to cancel culture. Like Matt Lauer, right? Anytime anyone says Matt Lauer, I think of that button. It's all that comes to my mind is the button that he had in his office or a dressing room or whatever it was that closed the door behind women and that he would assault them. And let me tell you what, there is a man who worked at the Today Show, right? Who's now writing very successful films and TV shows, who has kind of been part of the Matt Lauer protector circus, who's just going about having a great old time.
You guys, the minute Bill O'Reilly, who, as you remember, paid out over $30 million, maybe $50 million, to survivors over the course of many decades between him and Fox.
Mm-hmm.
The minute he left Fox News, the narrative was, where is Bill O'Reilly going to land next?
Yeah, and there he is.
When is he coming back? He is on News Nation all the time. And every time News Nation has asked me to come on, I have always said no, because they are platforming predators, right? It's and it's fine. When is Bill O'Reilly coming back? When is Bill O'Reilly coming back? Nobody's ever asking when Bill O'Reilly's survivors are coming back, because they're all unemployed.
Yep.
They don't work in television anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Their careers are over, the ones who spoke up publicly. I don't know any who spoke up publicly or filed a public lawsuit, or whose names ever, they couldn't because they were bound by arbitration, but whose names have been made public. I don't know any who are working there anymore, or who are working in television anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And just in case anyone's wondering, by the way, who I was talking about with the Today Show, it's the guy who was the head of NBC News. He was the president of NBC News at the time.
Noah Oppenheim.
It's right. Noah Oppenheim. He wrote Zero Day, the TV show that was on Netflix, Zero Day, and he wrote House Full of Dynamite that Catherine Bigelow just made, which unfortunately was a great movie. I loved it. But that's how I actually found out about who this guy was. I was like, oh, who is this guy who's writing these like great? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I'm like, seriously?
Not quite. I'm Jay Daniel. Close, but not quite. You know, you also have to understand there are women who protect this bad behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And don't speak up because they understand that they will be pushed out if they do. So they just decide to protect the bad behavior.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, you know, Julie, in a world full of redacted Epstein files and people like Brennan Gill running for Congress, there, you know, it is the Saturday before Christmas. And one of my favorite things about Christmas are Christmas movies and talking about movies. And it's a great couple weeks to consume things that you wouldn't otherwise consume, because it's the holidays and we're just going to have eggnog and cookies, and we're going to watch TV and movies, and it's going to be great. So on our in the last little bit here, if you can call it a segment or not, I texted Julie this morning. I was like, can we talk about movies? Can we talk about movies? Can we talk about light things? Like, because everything feels so depressing and awful. And she said yes. She did say yes. So thank you, Julie. Now I know that you said that you don't like It's a Wonderful Life.
No, I didn't say that.
Didn't you? You said you didn't like it.
No. I'm okay with It's a Wonderful Life. I don't love it the way that my husband loves it, or the way that you love it. I'm okay with it. I'm not like, oh my God, it's Christmas, we must watch It's a Wonderful Life. My husband, if he is flipping channels and sees that movie, I don't care if it's the height of summer, he'll stop everything he's doing and watch it and cry, and he gets very sentimental about it, which I love about him, because he's such a softie, and I love that. But I just don't love that movie as much. The movie that I hate, that I will go and die on this hill forever, is Love Actually.
Oh yeah. We talked about that. How about, like, it's genuinely a terrible misogynistic film that just calls women fat and ugly, and like,
and when Colin Firth's character falls in love with the cleaning lady who doesn't speak a word of his language, so therefore, of course, he falls in love with her because she can't talk back to him or nag him because they don't speak the same language, right?
Yeah,
because she's hot, and
she's hot and cleans up after him,
and cleans up after him,
and cooks for him.
Yeah,
and she's silent.
Yes.
Good times.
Yep.
So I've fallen down a rabbit hole, Julie, of watching reaction videos. I don't know if you watch these. They get fed to me on my algorithm. I think they know that I'm going to be a sucker for this. So there is entire channels on YouTube and Instagram and stuff that they sit around and they watch movies, and they have the camera on them reacting to things. So there's a couple reaction things to It's a Wonderful Life that I just want to play. And I understand that maybe not everyone is on this journey with me, but it's fine because this is our show, and I'll play reaction videos if I want to. So here is one of the reaction videos that I watched to It's a Wonderful Life, to the ending. Spoiler alert, this is how it ends. If you haven't seen it in the last 100 years, I'm sorry, maybe turn away. But here is one of the reaction videos that came on my feed that just honestly, so good.
Take a picture of us.
What's going on? Wait, it's a miracle?
What's a miracle?
No regard for these guys.
What's a miracle?
George! What?
Mary did it, George. Mary did it. She told some people you were in trouble with it. They scattered all over town collecting money. Didn't ask any questions, just... Here, George. Merry Christmas. There we are.
Best thing I've ever seen.
He's got tears of joy in his face because people are like, finally, we get to help this guy.
This is amazing.
Look, everyone's got tears in their eyes.
Good idea, Ernie. A toast to my big brother, George, the richest man in town.
Stop Stop it.
Clarence.
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time
He's got his wings.
rains, an angel gets his wings.
I can't stop crying. What the hell?
So good. So then I talked about this the other day. David Lynch was interviewed about this movie. Now, David Lynch, who has since passed, watching him talk about Frank Capra and It's a Wonderful Life is one of my favorite things. And so I'm going to play that too.
George, you have no idea what's happened to me.
I have no idea what happened.
Incredible. Frank Capra was another one, all-time greats. And this film, It's a Wonderful Life, was made, I think, in 46, after the war. And Jimmy Stewart had been in the war and for years. And when he came out, he didn't know if he had the stuff. And this thing came along. He does some things in this film that are like, there's one place in the film where he says the word Mary. It's unbelievable what comes out of his voice, his soul. He's just so great in that film. Frank Capra is one of the all-time greats for sure.
So good. So good. So good. And I just, the fact, like, watching David Lynch react in that way to that movie with the tears in his eyes, just like, it doesn't matter how many times I see that clip and it hits my feed, it makes me cry every single time. And please, everybody in the comments, tell me what your favorite Christmas or holiday movies are. Because I'm always just so
the Grinch. I love the Grinch. I get choked up at the end of the Grinch.
See, but right, it's the message at the end, and like,
yeah, that it's not really about the presents. It's not about the stuff. It's just about the Christmas spirit. And
and kindness and caring about other people. And I've seen several people in the comments talking about Emmett Otter. Now, again, I know we are a niche bunch here. Emmett Otter aired on HBO in 1977. I was born in 1982, but you better believe I was all up in that in the 80s.
The what?
Okay. Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas was a Jim Henson film.
Okay.
And it's about a little otter who lives in this little town with his mom, and they're very poor. And they both decide to enter a talent contest in order to win $50 to buy each other a Christmas gift. And they have to decide what they're going to sacrifice in order to be able to do it. So the mom sells her son's tool chest to get money to buy the fabric to make herself a dress so that she can sing at the talent contest. And Emmett, the son, he puts a hole in his mom's wash tub so that he can make a little bass, and he starts a band with his friends, and it's called the Jug Band, Emmett Otter's Jug Band, and they don't know that the other one's doing this, and so they show up the night of the talent show, and they see each other there, and they're like, can't believe it, and neither one of them end up winning, but in the end, it was about having each other, and that was the real gift, and it became like this cult kind of classic Jim Henson thing, and for Jim Henson, he often talked about this was his favorite thing he ever did. And technically, on a Muppet level, it set up a lot of the things that the Muppets would do for like the next 10, 15 years, like technically. So I found actually this really cool like top 5 things about Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas that you might not know. And I thought this was really interesting. So if you're one of the Jim Henson people in the comments who's asking about this, I'm just going to play this really quick.
5 things you probably didn't know about the 1977 classic Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. Number 1. The iconic rowboat sequence was one of the hardest shots Jim Henson ever attempted, and it took an entire team of puppeteers underwater to pull it off. They built a massive water tank with sealed rubber tubes so performers could operate Emmett and Ma from beneath the surface, all while holding their breath between takes. Henson said that the effect was so complicated that it nearly broke the production, but it also became one of his proudest technical achievements. Number 2. The River Bottom Nightmare Band's costumes were so heavy and restrictive that some puppeteers needed breaks every few minutes to avoid overheating. The snake and catfish characters required multiple operators each, all coordinating intense rock band movement in perfect sync. Frank Oz later said the sequence was, quote, the Muppets' answer to Led Zeppelin, in puppet form. Number 3. Paul Williams, the legendary songwriter behind The Rainbow Connection, wrote the entire soundtrack, and he said Emmett Otter is one of his most personal works. Williams was struggling with addiction at the time and poured themes of hope, loss, and second chances into the score. He's called When the River Meets the Sea the most meaningful holiday song he ever wrote. Number 4. Many of the puppet designs were early prototypes for techniques later used in the Muppet movie, Fraggle Rock, and The Dark Crystal. The textured fur, the miniature props, and the flexible facial mechanisms were cutting edge for the 1970s. Henson's team used Emmett Otter as a testing ground for innovations that would define the next decade of Muppet productions. And number 5. When HBO first aired the special, they altered several scenes, including Kermit's original introduction, because of rights issues. Different versions floated around for years, each with slightly different edits, making fans debate which one was the real one. Only recently has the special been restored close to its original broadcast form.
So just so people know,
never heard of this.
Oh my gosh, it is the most special little movie. It's not even that long. It's so good, and there's so much art. Please do. I don't know about other places, but I know on Apple iTunes, you can buy the original version of this with Kermit the Frog as the narrator, where he rides on his little bike and he ends the show and everything. You can buy that version. It does exist. And a couple other things that I'll say about that. When the River Meets the Sea is the most beautiful, perfect song ever written. And I know this is probably a morbid thing to say, but I tell my husband all the time, I said, if anything happens to me, and I was like, I want When the River Meets the Sea to be played at my funeral. I love that song so much. And Paul Williams, who wrote all the music for all the Muppet stuff, including Rainbow Connection and everything. And years ago, I believe this was like 2012, I got to sing at a concert with Paul Williams, and I got to sing backup on Rainbow Connection with the man who wrote it himself. So that was very special. I have one last movie thing, Julie,
Okay.
if you have time.
Just a few minutes, because I got to take my son to his squash.
You have 2 minutes?
Of course.
Well, I'm asking, is it only 2 minutes? Because it's a little bit longer than that. So this last thing is not a Christmas movie thing, but I want to share it because it actually came up on my feed. It came up on my sister-in-law's feed. But it's about baseball, and I know how much you love baseball. Yep. I went down the rabbit hole of watching people watch Field of Dreams for the first time. And this is the greatest thing. And I promise this is the last thing I'll show. This is my Christmas present to everyone. If you don't know how Field of Dreams ends, okay, in the last 30 years, you didn't get a chance to watch it. Now's the time to look away. But this is the ending of Field of Dreams, and watching people react to it. It is the greatest thing ever. I think I've watched this like 10 times in the last couple days. Okay.
What are you grinning at, you ghost?
If you build it, he will come.
We still haven't met the he that's supposed to come?
Oh no!
Is it his dad? Is it his dad? Shut up. Is it his...
Oh my God.
What is it?
Oh no, I thought it was over.
My father. Ease his pain.
Go the distance.
It was you.
No, Ray. It was you.
God. This is the best movie ever made. That's so cool. And it just follows him like he's walking. That's a cool shot.
God. I only saw him years later when he was worn down by life.
God.
Look at him. He's got his whole life in front of him, and I'm not even a glint in his eye.
Now he gets to meet his wife and his grandchild. Oh, man.
What do I say to him?
That's so young.
Why don't you introduce him to
Good
his
catch.
granddaughter?
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to thank you folks for putting up this field, letting us play here. I'm John Kinsella.
I'm Ray. My wife, Annie. This is my daughter, Karen. Karen, this is my...
They look so similar, it's crazy. The cast in the apartment.
Hiya, Karen.
This is John.
Glad they're finally getting an Oscar.
Hi, John.
Hiya, Karen.
Well, we're gonna let you two talk. I mean, if all these people are gonna come, we got a lot of work to do. It's very nice meeting you.
Build it, he will come. He will come. It was the dad. The whole friggin' time it wasn't Sheila's show. This whole time he didn't want to be his father. He wanted to live anything. I'm gonna go my dad after this.
You catch a good game.
Thank you. It's so beautiful here. For me, well, for me, it's like a dream come true. Can I ask you something? Is this heaven?
It's Iowa.
Iowa? I could have sworn it was heaven.
Oh man.
Is there
This
a
is a
heaven?
beautiful movie. Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
This is a little slice
It's the place dreams come true.
His dreams came true, too. Just on the side of, just on, like, Earth side.
Oh, man. This is heaven. Sorry, I'm a mess, y'all.
Maybe this is heaven.
Mm-hmm. Field of dreams, man. Ray's dreams came true. His dad
Maybe
got
this
to
is
meet
heaven.
them. Moonlight, Graham, his dream.
Good night, Ray.
Good night, John.
No, come on, no, don't leave. Don't leave any words unsaid, dude. You already did that.
Hey, Dad? You wanna have a catch? You wanna have a catch?
I'd like that.
Something so simple. Just playing a game of catch with your son. And with your dad.
He's having a catch with his dad. The last time we saw Ghost, he was 17. And he refused to play catch. He was 14 or 15, whatever.
Does James Earl Jones come back? What a detailed description. Take care of this family. I don't get it. Did he die? Did he pass over? Oh. What the heck? Oh, man. Look at all the people coming. Look. They won't even know why. They're just on their way. They're just...
And then all the people are coming. Oh, and the people are coming. Oh my gosh.
So
I have something to admit. You ready?
don't tell me you no, stop. No. No, don't say it. Don't say it. You're going to say one of two things, and I'm not going to agree with either of them.
No. I've never seen it. I know. I've also never seen Shawshank Redemption. I know.
Julie.
I know. But much like my friend said about Schindler's List, is there really a good time to sit down and say you want to watch any of these sad movies?
Well, but Field of Dreams is like not
I know.
sad. It's
I
just
know.
such a
know.
beautiful film. And like the thing about it is like
Let me ask my husband. My love, have you ever watched Field of Dreams?
Ever what?
Watched Field of Dreams?
Yes.
Okay.
obviously.
Great movie.
You're the-
Hey,
yes.
hello. I mean, Jerry knows. It's one of the great baseball movies, and I think less about baseball than it is about other things, but it's such a beautiful movie, and there's something about it that just makes me so like, I don't know, I'm like nostalgic for a time when like films were like this, and
No, I
they're
am a
so
baseball-
good.
Yeah.
And
Because-
I love watching, and people in the comments were like, we're making reaction videos to reaction videos to reaction. But yes, but it's just like I don't know, there's just something so relatable about it. And I think that it's like funny and touching. And I'm so glad that there's other people in the world that are as big of like dorks and nerds as I am that like sit around and like do this kind of stuff. But like I wanted to share that with people because I don't know. I just think it's I don't know. I just love it. And if you're scrolling and you're sitting around with your family over the holidays, go watch reaction videos to films that you love.
Should I
even films
watch
that
it and
you hate.
film myself having a reaction to it?
Oh my God, Julie, yes, please. I'm serious. It like Field of Dreams is one of the greatest movies.
I
It's
know.
James Earl Jones, Burt
I know.
Lancaster, like it's so
know.
good. And Kevin Costner is like, I mean, he was like in his heyday of being kind of dreamboaty in this movie. So
I think it's because I never loved Kevin Costner.
yeah, I mean, he's kind of like the same in every movie, but you know,
I never I saw him at a restaurant about a year ago.
oh really? In New York?
Yeah, I saw him at Cafe Luxembourg.
Oh, interesting.
he's looking good. I mean, he's still looking good.
I mean, he looks good. Yeah. I
Yeah.
saw something. I was watching some of the videos of him going to the field in Iowa for the first time a few years ago. And he yeah, I mean, he is the same in every movie, but which is fine.
Okay, so I need to watch. My assignment is to watch Shawshank, and my assignment is to watch Field of Dreams.
Yes. I mean, Shawshank Redemption is a great movie. I don't love it as much as I love Field of Dreams.
Okay. You would leave your husband for Kevin Costner, Linda? Really? Okay.
You know, he endorsed Pete Buttigieg in Iowa. You remember that?
No, I thought he was a Republican. He's not?
He endorsed Pete Buttigieg when the Iowa caucuses were happening. He got out and endorsed Pete Buttigieg because Iowa is like, you know, is Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
And he got up and gave like a little speech, and he endorsed Pete Buttigieg. And listen, and Pete Buttigieg won Iowa. So
let me look this up. Is Kevin Costner a Republican? He was raised a Republican, but he was a registered Republican until 1996. That's a long time to be a Republican.
Right.
But he did campaign for Barack Obama in 2008. He endorsed Buttigieg in 2019 and 2020. He publicly endorsed Republican Liz Cheney for re-election in 2022. Praising her for putting country over party and standing up to President Donald Trump. Okay. Okay.
See, now you like him more.
Yeah, and then Kevin Costner said it's okay if he loses fans over political views. All right.
See?
Fine.
Respectable man.
Okay.
Yep. Joe's coming over like he's looking at me laughing. Wait, Joe.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna watch Field of Dreams. I don't know about.
Yes, over the holidays, watch Field of Dreams and then get back to us.
I will do that. And I will try to watch Shawshank. Although prison movies, no.
This is what I'm saying. Go Field of Dreams first.
See, Dances with Wolves. Did not love Dances with Wolves. Everybody loved it.
Tatanka.
Did not love Dances with Wolves. In fact, was really kind of bored during Dances with Wolves. Saw that in the movie theater. Did not love it.
Tatanka.
Did not love it. Yeah.
Tatanka. Waterworld. Joe gave it Waterworld. Waterworld was a terrible movie.
Waterworld. Yeah.
Also kind of ahead of its time in a way. So.
All right. Well, on that note, gotta go.
On that note, everyone, we will obviously be back before Christmas, but this is the last Saturday show that we will have before Christmas. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy Hanukkah. Also, Hanukkah's still going on, so please enjoy that. And, you know, I hope everyone travels safe, but we will be back Monday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. We're going to figure out what the schedule is going to be like for the week, but for the most part, we will be around for the morning show. You know, that's it. Julie, anything else?
Merry Christmas, you guys. Happy Hanukkah. Yeah. Happy Saturday. If you're not celebrating anything this year, that's okay too. If you are feeling a little bit lonely this Christmas, please know that at least this community is here for you. If you are feeling like you miss your friends or family who are no longer with you, just know that we're all in the same boat, and we will all keep each other propped up, and we will all see each other on Monday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern for the Mayday Morning Show. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Trump is on the Epstein list.